Hello, Mr. Dobson. You remember me?
There you are.
The report you asked for.
Right, I'll push it along to the director in the morning. If it's all right.
It is.
Want to be off, do you?
Unless you've got any other little job you'd like me to clear up before dawn.
Can't think of anything at the moment. Better push off before I do. Alan. Don't be late in the morning, will you?
Nice that you've remembered, though. I mean, it wouldn't be the same if you didn't know who I was and why I'm here, would it? Of course, it was a long time ago. Took me a few days to locate you, you having left your place of employ and retired and that. Nice place you got here, though. At least your widow will be able to mourn for you in comfort. Well, I must go. So must you come to that. Enjoy your retirement, Mr. Dobson. Don't bother to get up. I'll see myself out.
Well?
Around about 2 a.m., at a rough guess. Probable cause, internal bleeding from gunshot wound in abdomen.
What about those cuts and bruises on his face?
Made with the fist, I should think. Your man probably beat him about a bit before shooting him.
Bit noisy?
He was gagged.
Yeah, even so. Well, anyway, thanks, Doctor. When's the PM?
Soon as possible. Soon as possible.
Morning, Dr. Cole.
Morning.
Where's the local DI?
Pleasure. Organising house to house.
Did Mrs. Dobson's doctor show?
Yeah. Gave her a sedative.
Good. She's in a bad state of shock.
Yeah, I know. I'll go easy.
I'm off for breakfast then. I don't suppose you two have had any yet?
No.
I suggest you do. Good morning.
Breakfast. After that.
Is it all right?
Sure, Mum.
You sure you wouldn't like some more bacon?
No, there's plenty.
It won't take a minute,
This
David.
is fine, Mum.
Another cup of tea, then?
Mum.
Oh, all right. I know I'm an old fuss pot, but I wish...
What?
Oh, nothing. Why didn't you let me know you was coming home last night?
Yes, you're pleased to see me, aren't you?
Of course I am. But to go and live in a room...
Bedsitter.
When you've a perfectly good home here, I don't understand it. You've always come home before. What time did you get in last night?
About 1, I guess.
I don't know. You'll be the death of me one day.
What would have happened if the wife had been sleeping here as well?
You tell me.
I don't suppose there's any question of
They're doing it.
complicity?
You saw it, didn't you?
Yeah. Odd, though. Her sleeping only 2 doors away, not hearing anything.
Single shot in the small hours, you might wake up, but you wouldn't know what it was that woke you.
Wouldn't he have cried out before he was gagged?
If he was being threatened with a gun. Why?
Doesn't look like robbery.
No, we'll know for certain when Mrs. Dobson's in a fit state to talk. Anything from the house to house, Mr. Fletcher?
Neighbour woken by something in the night. Noise, can't say what.
At what time?
About 2 o'clock.
Anything on Dobson?
Not much. Quiet man. Quiet couple. Kept themselves to themselves. Moved here a couple of years ago after he retired. But apparently this place used to belong to his parents. Well, his father was a civil servant of some sort. Died 5 years ago. Very respectable, very ordinary.
Not so very ordinary, maybe. What did you do for a living before he retired?
Bank manager.
That's respectable enough. I wonder what Chummy does for a living.
It's arrived then.
Huh?
The paper.
Yeah, just come.
Gets later every day. Looking for a job, are you, son?
In there?
Well, I just thought there might be something.
Not for ex-cons. Let's face it, Mum. Employers ain't exactly crying out for geezers like me.
You made a mistake and you paid for
Yeah,
it.
you tell them that.
Well, they don't have to know, do they?
No, except I ain't got any stamps on me card.
Couldn't you say you'd lost them and had to get another set or something?
And when they asked me where I was last employed,
Well, I just thought... What about work on a building site or something? I shouldn't think they check on things like that.
Mum, I've been rotting in the nick. How long do you think I'd last dumping bricks and cement about?
Well, you'll have to do something, David. A job, I mean.
Don't worry, look, I've got a few pals. They'll fix me up.
Son, promise me you won't get mixed up with those sort of people again.
What sort of people?
The sort that get you into trouble.
Look, I'm a big boy now, and I have been for a while. If I get into a bit of aggro, it's down to me, no one else.
You're easily led. You always were, even as a lad.
I'm not easily led.
No, son,
I'm not easily
No,
led.
Of course not,
I
son.
do things on my own. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. I didn't. Look, you know how it gets me when you carry on. It's just. There, come on. It's all over now. Let's have a big smile, eh? Come on, there's a good girl. Big smile. Hey? That's it. That's my girl. Look, we don't want to fall out, not me and you. Because we're all we got, aren't we?
How's Mrs. Dobson?
In a room, lying down. One of the neighbours sent her in a pot of tea.
How about a nice cup of tea, eh?
All right, son.
Right.
If you say so.
One cup are coming up. Now, just you sit there like a good girl, and you leave it all to me, right?
See what all that's about, Alan.
Ah, it's you.
Hello, Alan. Tell the DI here it's okay for me to go in, would you?
It isn't.
John would let me in if he knew I was here.
He doesn't.
Well, tell him then.
On your way.
Okay, I'll tell him
I'll
myself.
walk out or be thrown out.
Oh, dear, uttering threats to a respectable citizen.
Get rid of it.
Yeah, come along.
John Kingdom gives the orders round here.
Morning, John. Need any help? We'll let you in.
What are you playing at?
Come on, Alan, wait a minute. Forget the press angle, John. Think of me as family.
Don't imagine that gives you special privileges outside.
Oh, okay, so I pulled a fast one, but now that I'm here...
You're leaving again.
Come on, John. Just the basic facts.
Out, Harry.
I'll be waiting for you outside.
Won't do any good. Anything I have to say will go through the press bureau.
You're a hard man.
Started doing favours, huh? Well,
I don't do favours for pressmen, whoever they are.
and why the hell did you let him in?
I didn't. I told him to get out.
You told him to get out, so he came in. Let's get on.
Where are you going?
Just out, Mum.
Will you be in to dinner?
I doubt it. Look. I've got a lot of things to clear up. A lot of chasing about to do. That's why I'm taking this bed-sitter. I won't be long, promise.
What things?
Just personal things. I should have sorted out before I went away.
Son, you're not up to anything, are you?
What do you mean?
Nothing that'll get you into trouble.
Nah, of course not. Well, look, I must go now. See you later, eh?
Won't you tell me where you're living?
Look, it's just a bed-sitter in Earl's Court, that's all.
Suppose I want to get in touch with you.
What for?
I don't know. Anything.
All right. Look. It's the phone number of the house. You asked for the person in Flat 3,
Person?
Mr. Williams. Look, it's just to avoid... Look. You know what the police are like. I just come out, right? They love two Harris geezers that have just come out of the nick. So don't you show this to anyone. You understand?
If you say so, son.
Yeah?
I'm sorry about this morning.
You should know by this time. Brother-in-law or not, Harry Carson gets no special favours from me.
Next time I'll throw him out first and talk afterwards.
If there is a next time.
Oh, he's been ringing you up, trying to get hold of you.
What for?
I didn't ask. He said it was urgent.
Yeah, I'll bet it is. For his deadline. Look, forget Harry Carson. We've got someone more important to worry about.
I went to the bank where he worked. All staff remember him, of course. Shocked to hear what had happened. Particularly the bank manager. He used to be Dobson's deputy.
What did he have to say?
Yeah, nothing but good. Dobson took over the branch 3 years ago before he retired. Everyone liked him, respected him. You could think of no reason why this had happened to him.
Found any relations yet?
He doesn't seem to have any. Mrs. Dobson's got a sister in Northampton. Her husband phoned up after reading about it in the press.
Nice way to find out.
Yeah.
Well, someone will have to go out and see them. Doubt if they'll be able to tell us much, though.
Yeah.
Dobson.
Huh?
Rings a bell.
Common enough name.
Yeah, I suppose so. Well, we seem to be getting nowhere fast.
Anything new from the post-mortem?
It just confirms what Cobb said at the scene. Oh, he did make one suggestion, though. Said we should look for a psychopath.
He would.
Why not?
Well, it hands it to the defense on a plate. We catch the man, they plead unsound mind, and he ends up in a comfortable bin.
As long as he's out of circulation.
This wasn't a sudden impulse. It was deliberate and calculated. He had to break in to get at the old man, and then... Well, you saw what he did to him. I don't know if he's a psycho or not, but I do know he's a sadist, and I know what treatment I'd hand out.
Yeah, I can guess.
It's the only way.
You've a right to your opinion, just don't try and convert me.
I wouldn't dream of it. I know what you think.
I think it's just as well your job ends when we catch him. Huh?
Your brother-in-law's here again.
You didn't check him out, then?
He says he has some information for you on the Dobson case.
Oh, send him in.
Send him in.
That's... John. Harry.
Sorry about that business at Dobson's house, but you know how it is.
I know how you are.
Like a policeman's, a reporter's lot is not a happy
No
one.
spiel, Harry. I'm not in the mood.
Well, I flannel an old pal like you.
Yes?
You coppers, no faith in human nature. Read my piece?
Yes.
Well, what do you think?
You're a great reporter, Harry.
Accurate.
Near enough.
Anything new?
I thought you were going to tell me.
Hey, that's grown since I was here last.
So's the crime rate. What have you got?
Bank robbery.
What?
Bank robbery. 7 years ago. Remember it?
What are you talking about?
One-man job with a shotgun. At least we were led to believe it was a one-man job. Kensington High Street. Dobson was manager at the time.
Of course.
Yes, the name rang a bell with me, too. So I checked in our files, and there it was.
Young tearaway called Collins. I arrested him.
It wasn't in the papers. It wasn't your case, was it?
Oh, usual oath, Harry. Would I have forgotten Dobson if it had been? No, I was a DI in the next division. Got a tip-off where Collins was hiding out, went over and picked him up. I was only in the witness box about 10 minutes.
Dobson was there a good deal longer than that. He was a good witness, unshakable, and young Collins got 10 years.
Revenge?
Why not?
No. I remember Collins, just a silly kid playing
It
gangsters.
didn't stop him firing that shotgun.
Into the ceiling. No, he wouldn't have that sort of a nerve.
It takes nerve to rob a bank.
Or stupidity.
The judge gave him 10 years, so he didn't think he was a fantasy merchant.
As I recall, Collins had a number of previous convictions. None of them was for violence.
Long prison sentences have been known to change men.
Maybe, but don't we work on the assumption that they do so for the better?
You may, I don't.
No. Don't suppose Alan Ward does either. Look, he wasn't the only prosecution witness. Why pick on Dobson?
He identified him.
Well, he wasn't the only one. Unless you're suggesting he's going to run around killing off everybody who testified against him.
Look, supposing he did turn cranky while he was inside, brooding every night over some imagined injustice. He could easily pick on some individual whom he thinks is responsible as a sort of symbol of all the others involved. A sort of channeled paranoia, you know, storing it all up in his mind until he gets out.
Marvelous story, Harry. What's the headline?
Look, I'm serious.
Harry, he got 10 years. We don't even know if he's out yet.
I checked. David Collins was released from Parkhurst just over a week ago.
So he's out. What sort of information is that? What does it prove? I'm sorry, I can't accept your theory.
But you'll check it.
Give me records, Parkhurst. Fine. Nothing else on his letter sheet? All right, thanks. Bye. Well, they confirm it. Collins was released on November the 16th. Gave a London address. His mother's is his destination.
What was that about a letter sheet?
Well, every time a prisoner sends or receives a letter, the civilian address is recorded on his letter sheet and kept permanently in his record. During the time he was away, Collins wrote to only 2 addresses. His mother's and to his solicitor's. And that correspondence ceased after the first 8 months.
Appeal.
Probably.
Lost?
Obviously.
Well, then, are you going round there?
Where?
Oh, I know, the address you got.
Thanks for your help, Harry. Gratitude. If there's anything in it, you'll be the first one to know about it.
Why not let me tag along?
Just asking.
Won't you sit down, Mr.
Chief Superintendent Kingdom.
Yes, well, if you'd like to.
Yes, well, thank you very much, dear. Ah. We may have big feet. They get just as tired as other people's. Well, that's nice. African violet.
I don't know.
Has it flowered yet?
Yes, once.
Yeah, it should flower 3 times a year. Very pretty colour.
I know who you are.
You do?
You're the one that arrested my son that time.
That's right.
It's not right hounding him like this.
Nobody's hounding your son, Mrs. Collins.
Then why are you here?
I'd just like to talk to him, that's all.
What about?
Nothing that need worry you. He is staying with you, isn't he?
No. No, he isn't.
Oh, I thought he was.
No.
He has been to see you, though.
What if he has?
Nothing. I just assumed he'd want to see his mother now that he was home again.
He's paid for his mistakes.
Of course he has.
He's
Well, we all have to, one way or another.
a good boy, really.
I expect he is.
He's easily led, that's all.
Yes. Actually, that's really why I wanted to see him.
What do you mean?
Well, you see, there's a man we're after. A friend of David's. And we just thought that David might be able to tell us where he was.
Why should David know where he is?
Well, as I say, David knows him, and now that he's out, this man might try to get in touch with him.
Why should he?
Well, it's just possible this man might, he might think that David would be prepared to get involved in some villainous enterprise again.
What's the name of this acquaintance?
Why? Has he mentioned anyone?
No.
Brought someone round?
No.
Why do you want to know his name then?
I could ask him.
David?
Yes.
When?
He comes to see
When
me.
will that be?
I'm not sure.
He's told you where he's staying, though.
No.
Oh?
He's not a boy anymore. He doesn't have to tell me what he's doing and where he is
Yes,
all
but
the
you
time.
must have asked him.
No, I didn't.
Are you sure?
I've told you. I don't know where he is.
Hello, Miss Rawlins. No, we're not going to scream or anything stupid, are we?
Well, thank you for showing me around. Will you ask him to call me at this number the next time you see him?
I'll ask him.
It may be for his own good.
Yes.
You understand?
I'm not sure.
We neither of us want to see him in trouble again, do we?
No.
So you'll do what you can.
I'll speak to him.
Good.
Mr. Kingdom.
Yeah?
He is a good boy, really.
Well, it's here somewhere.
What's that?
My little book of grasses. Well, you've got one, haven't you?
Oh, not a book. I haven't as many informants as that.
Yeah, well, nor have I, really. Because I haven't been in touch with this one recently. He's been staying at one of Her Majesty's hotels.
Well, if you let me have his name, I'll go look for him.
Peter Elliot. Don't you go near him, though. Ah, it doesn't matter anyway. Just an idea. I told Mrs. Collins I wanted to get in touch with her son because I thought he might help us to locate an old villain pal of his. Sort of suggesting that he might be led astray by this character.
Exploiting her maternal instincts.
Yeah. Didn't work. But he did remind me of Peter Elliot.
Who is he?
A friend of Collins. Friend. Gave me the tip-off where to find him after the bank job. And I thought if Collins trusted him once...
What's his line?
Motor trade.
Shouldn't be too difficult to find.
No. Not that it'll come to anything.
What? If he does know where Collins is?
All right, I'll find him.
Well, I mean, it wouldn't look too good, would it, if we did nothing about it and this bloody Carson's had guessed right after all?
Yeah, wishful guessing. The villain's revenge. Not with a villain like young Collins.
Chief Superintendent, Kingdom's office. I'll see. Who is it? Guess who?
Whatever it is, make it short. I've a murder on my hands.
You've got two. They'll be screaming at you from Earl's Court any minute. Tip off. I have my contacts in local CID.
Well, stay with them, Harry. This one's not for me. One case at a time's enough.
It's the same case. A woman's been shot. Name of Cynthia Rawlings. Mean anything to you?
Yes, it does. No, Harry, I'm not waiting to be sent for. Get the team together. I'll call the commander.
What is it?
Another witness in the bank job. She's been shot. Get moving. I want that bullet out for the ballistics to compare it with the other one.
I do know that, John. You can have it as soon as you get it to the mortuary. But even if it wasn't the same gun, it must have been the same man. I told you to look for a psycho.
Don't you start. Everybody's been telling me. If I listened and put a watch on those witnesses, it's the last one he'll even get close to.
How many more are there?
Involved in the case or in his head?
Well.
That's hard to say. I've ordered a 24-hour watch on everyone even remotely involved in the case.
Including yourself?
It's my job to protect the public. Not that I did much protecting here.
Don't be so bloody noble. You arrested him. If you're on his list and he gets you, you won't be able to protect the public.
If I'm on his list, he'll be bloody lucky to even get close.
You're neither immortal nor infallible.
His name and description have been circulated to every force in the country. Press have got it. It'll be in the afternoon editions. On press, on radio, TV, hasn't a hope in hell of getting near anyone.
They're still looking for Biggs, aren't they?
Yes, well, Biggs had friends and money. I doubt if Collins has either.
He's got an obsession and singular determination, though.
So have I, Doctor. So have I.
He lied to me. He wants to lock my son away again. That's all any of you
Whatever
want to
Mr.
do.
Kingdom said to you, it was because he wasn't sure. He was trying to spare your feelings.
And you're lying too. It wasn't
Mrs.
my
Collins,
son.
2 people have been murdered.
It's a lie.
I'm afraid it's not.
My David couldn't. He just
Perhaps
couldn't.
not, Mrs. Collins. But until we locate him and hear what he has to say, how are we to eliminate him as a suspect?
How can you suspect him? I told you before. He was home here with me the night that man was
And
killed.
last night? And today?
Get out. You've no right to...
For
everyone's sake, Mrs. Collins, if you do know where he is, you must tell us.
Go away, please.
Elliot! Not up to anything, are you, Peter?
I work here, Mr. Kingdom.
So what are you looking so guilty about?
Well, ordinary coppers I don't bother about. Your lot, you make me nervous.
Well, that's how it should be. What's the matter?
But is it me you want?
Just want to talk to you, that's all.
What do you want?
I want to help, Mrs. Collins.
Help?
Sit down. Let me explain.
What's all that about?
Look, Mr. Kingdom, some of the lads that get around here, you know what I mean?
Well, you can tell them I was making inquiries about your activities, but you were too shrewd for me. That'll impress them.
You must be joking.
Try.
Well, what do you want to talk to me about, Mr. Kingdom?
David Collins.
Is he out?
Yes.
So what about him?
I want him.
Again?
Don't play games, Peter.
Now, do me a favor. I helped you last time. I ain't the public hangman.
Have you seen him?
No, and I don't want to.
He doesn't know, as you.
I should hope not. But what's he been up to this time, anyway?
Read the papers?
No.
We think he's killed a couple of prosecution witnesses involved in his case.
How do I know you're not lying too, Mr.
Carson. Harry Carson.
For all I know, you may be in league with the police. I can't take the chance.
So you do know where he is?
I didn't say so.
Look, Mrs. Collins, I'm a reporter. I don't take sides. I just feel, as does my paper, that with the sort of publicity your son is getting at this moment, he's being tried and found guilty before he's even in custody. We want to see justice done, that's all.
It's persecution. That's what it is.
That's why we want to help.
How can you help? It's the newspapers that are printing all these lies about my David.
We have to print the facts as we're given them, Mrs. Collins. The trouble is, the only source of information we have at this time is the police. But if we can locate David before they do, we can get his side of it. Don't you see that if they find him first, we won't be able to get near him. They'll be able to say what they like.
But if I tell you where he is, you'll tell them.
They'll find him eventually, Mrs. Collins. You must know that. But if the press are there when they do, they won't be able to... Mrs. Collins, you must know that the police are convinced that it's your son who committed these murders. They think he's dangerous, armed. Anything may happen. You understand what I'm saying?
They'll harm him? Harm my David?
They won't want to take any risks, Mrs. Collins.
Oh, my God.
Now then, I can't promise anything, of course, but I think I might be able to persuade my editor to arrange for David's defense.
What do you mean?
Newspapers are sometimes able to pay for the defense of those people who they think have a just cause and who couldn't otherwise afford a good counsel.
They do?
It happens.
Why should they do that?
As I say, if they think it's for a just cause and... well, they expect a story out of it.
Story?
Well, a sort of first-hand account, you know, from the person involved, or from someone close to them, like yourself, for instance. They pay, of course.
Pay? I don't want to make money out of my son's suffering. What are you saying?
No, of course you don't. You want to see justice done. We all do. But in order to ensure that, we have to be in a position to, you know, help. It is for the best, Mrs. Collins. You must see that. David needs our help and all the protection we can give him.
I don't know. I don't know. I promised.
Are you sure you don't know about me and...
If he did, it would be you with a bullet in your guts, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Right. So you knew him. Where did he used to hang out? Who does he know that he might get in touch with?
To hide out?
Possibly.
I don't know.
Think.
Well, he was a bit of a loner, you know. He didn't trust many people.
He trusted you.
Yeah, look what happened.
Exactly, so think.
I am.
And you say they won't harm him?
They won't want that sort of publicity, Mrs. Collins.
I tried to phone.
David?
Yes.
He's on the phone. You have his number.
He wouldn't give me his address.
But if you have his number, we can find him.
He wasn't there.
He might be now.
I don't know.
We have to act fast, Mrs. Collins, if we're to help.
But if he were to find out that...
It's for his own sake, Mrs. Collins. It's for him.
Yes. It's for him.
I'll do what I can, Mrs. Collins. You won't regret this, I promise you.
What's in it for me?
You know me. No more addresses?
Well, that's all I can think of. I doubt if you'll get much joy from those few. Been away a long time, you know. He's lost touch.
He's lost something. Thanks. Keep your fingers out of the till.
Hello, Pete.
MP to Central 81. Reference your query phone number. The address is 19 Padgate Gardens, Earl's Court.
Padgate Gardens, Earl's Court. Have you managed to contact Chief Superintendent Kingdom yet?
Not yet. I understand he's using his own car. It may not have been fitted with radio yet.
Well, keep trying, and relay that address to him with the message that it is believed to be Collins's place of residence, and that Central 81 with Detective Inspector Ward and Sergeants Crone and Pope aboard are on their way there.
Will do.
And Mr. Carson.
Gave me quite a turn then, Dave.
Huh?
That was old Bill just left here.
Yeah, I know. Kingdom. He's the one felt my collar.
He's looking for you again. What have you been up to this time, anyway?
Told you, didn't he?
I mean, it's true.
What do you think? What were you telling him, Pete?
Well, nothing, Dave. What
You
could
must
I
have been
tell
telling him something. I saw him writing down in his stupid little book.
Oh, that.
There.
Well, he wanted to know if I knew anywhere you might be.
Why should he expect you to tell him that?
Well, I don't know, do I? You know what they're like. He knows I know you. He probably just thought...
What?
I don't know, Dave. Straight.
So what did you tell him?
Well, I just gave him a few moody addresses, you know. Places I thought you wouldn't be. Straight up, Dave. I wouldn't put you in it, would I?
So why tell him anything?
Why to get rid of him? You know what they're like.
I want a motor, Pete.
A car?
Nah.
Well,
nah, Pete.
Okay, Dave, look, if you get your
I
car...
also want those addresses that you gave Kingdom.
Okay, I've got the addresses. Now, that car that Collins took, what was the registration number?
KLP 869D.
KLP 869D. Now, I want you to alert all cars to be on the lookout for Collins's vehicle. If spotted, do not approach. Repeat, do not approach. Unless an armed officer is present. Just keep him under observation and wait until reinforcements. If Chief Superintendent Kingdom phones in, inform him immediately of the situation. And I mean immediately, got that? Central 8-1 to MP. Central 8-1 to MP. Right. Patrol car checked the snooker hall. He left 10 minutes ago.
Logically, he's calling at the nearest point to the one he's just called at. The next point should be there.
Thank you. I had worked that out for myself. Get me the quickest route.
Kingdom!
Collins! Stop our fire! See to the governor. And get an ambulance.
You all right, sir?
Yeah, I'm fine.